You could be killing your growth without even doing anything, and that's the problem. If you're neglecting your marketing, you're not growing like you should. But before we dive into the specifics, I'm Travis Reynolds. I am a CPA and I work with photography studio owners to help them run more profitable businesses. So thanks for being here today. But here's what I'm seeing over and over again. Most of you are treating marketing like it's something you'll get to eventually. You'll drop thousands on a new camera body or that lens you've been eyeing, maybe even lease a bigger space. But when it comes to marketing, the thing that actually brings clients through your front door, you're spending almost nothing. And honestly, that's what's holding you back. What I want to share with you today is why you need to be spending at least 5% of your revenue on marketing, what that looks like in real dollars, and how making this one change can completely transform your business. Now let me ask you something. How many of you have experienced that roller coaster income? Some months you're booked solid, other months you're wondering where your next client is coming from. And I'm guessing most of you have felt that. And a big reason for that unpredictability is inconsistent marketing. You can't just post on Instagram when you remember to, or hope that word of mouth will keep you busy. Marketing is what keeps your calendar full even when things naturally slow down. Now why am I saying 5%? This isn't just some number I made up, it's what allows you to grow without starving your business of the cash it needs to operate. I see too many photographers running on razor thin margins because they don't plan for marketing. They tell me, I'll spend money on marketing when I have the extra cash. But here's the thing, there's never extra money unless you budget for it first. When you commit to that 5%, you're making marketing a priority, not an afterthought. So let's break this down with actual numbers. Say your studio brings in $200,000 a year. 5% of that is $10,000 for marketing. That's less than $900 a month. Think about what you could do with that. You can run targeted ads to people actually looking for photographers in your area. You can get some help with your website so you show up when people search for wedding photographers near me, or create those styled shoots that gets featured and brings in your dream clients. I know some of you are probably thinking,
great, another expense when I'm already stressed about money.
But here's the difference. Marketing isn't like paying your rent. It's an investment that should pay you back. If you spend $1,000 on marketing and it brings you $5,000 in new bookings, you didn't lose money, you made money. Think about how much you spend on equipment. That camera you bought last year, it's worth less today than when you bought it. But marketing dollars work differently. They compound. One good campaign can bring you a client who books multiple sessions, refers their friends, and leaves reviews that bring even more business. And that's how you build momentum. Another reason I push this 5% rule is because it forces you to think like a business owner, not just artists. I know most of you got into this because you love photography, and that passion is what makes you work great. But if you want to build a six-figure studio, talent alone won't get you there. You need systems like budgeting, bookkeeping, and consistent marketing. That's what turns your passion into a stable business. So where should this 5% go? It's not about throwing money at random ads and hoping something works. So let me give you 3 areas to focus on. First, online advertising. Google and Instagram let you put your work in front of people who are actively looking for what you do. When someone searches for a family photographer near me and your ad shows up first, that's a direct path to new revenue. Second, your website and online presence. Your website is often the first thing potential clients will see. If it looks outdated or even takes forever to load, you're losing people before they even contact you. Investing in your site and making sure that people can find you online pays dividends long term. Then third, you will have the client experience. This might surprise you, but things like thank you gifts, beautiful packaging, or simple follow-up emails all count as marketing. They keep clients happy, which leads to referrals, and referrals are some of the best marketing you can get. Here's a mistake I see constantly. You think marketing just means paid ads, but marketing is anything that shows you value to potential clients. Your Instagram posts, how quickly you respond to emails, the experience you create, all of that is marketing. When you commit to spending 5%, you're investing in showing up consistently wherever your clients are. And here's something to think about. If you're not budgeting for marketing, you're paying for it anyway through lost opportunities. Every time you don't show up online, someone else does. Every time you don't follow with a lead, they book it with someone else. But you still have the same expenses, just fewer clients to cover them. Then that is what creates the feast or famine cycle. Let me give you a simple way to implement this. First, figure out your revenue goal for the year. Then multiply that by 5%, that's your marketing budget. Then break it down by month so you know exactly what you have to work with. And this is important, track your results. When you run an ad, don't just say, it didn't work, look at the numbers. How many people saw it? How many reached out? How many actually booked? What was the cost per lead? When you start tracking your marketing the same way you track your business expenses, everything will change. You stop guessing and start making smart decisions based on what is actually working. Now, some of you might be thinking,
Travis, I don't have the cash flow to set aside 5% right now.
And I get it, but start where you are. Even 2% is better than 0. The key is consistency. The studios that grow are the ones that treat marketing like another essential business expense. They always make room for it. Now look, I know many of you are feeling overwhelmed by the business side. Between bookkeeping, taxes, and trying to figure out what you can write off, it's a lot. That's exactly why I create content like this, to give you practical strategies that make running your business less stressful and more profitable. So here's what I want you to do after we wrap up. Look at your numbers from last year, or if you're just starting out, set a realistic revenue goal. Multiply that by 5%, write that number down and put it in your budget, then commit to it. You want to spend it consistently throughout the year. If you remember one thing from today, remember this. The studios that thrive are the ones that invest in getting new clients. Marketing isn't something you do when you have extra time or money, it is essential. So thank you for being here today, and I'll see you in the next one.